So the network address range is starting from 192.168.1.0. It's a network IP address, and if you are taking here in between, it will be more like 192.168.1.1, and next IP address is 192.168.1.2, and next IP address it will move 192.168.1.3, and it will be move up to 192.168.1.254 up to this range. It's a subnet mask. Up to this range it will be moved. These all are the valid IP addresses. The and broadcast IP address, and you can assume this is a broadcast IP address, whichever we are giving the subnet mask, that is a broadcast IP address. That is the IP, the last IP address of the range. No, not this one. Yes. 192.168.1.1. This is a first IP address. It will be more like 192.168.1.254, and last IP address is 192.168.1.255. This is the broadcast IP address. This is the last IP address. So this is the broadcast IP address, and used to send broadcast with the network and cannot be assigned to any device in the network. We cannot assign this also. We cannot assign a network IP address, and we cannot assign broadcast IP address. The broadcast address is represent with all bits once in the host portion of the network. See, it means whichever the host portion in class C, we have like network bit and network bit and network bit. Apart from that, we have a host bit. This all the host bits are like 1111. It means this. Got it? They're all about host and valid IP addresses. In between, whichever the IP addresses are there, those are the valid IP addresses. 1.2 and 192.168, 1.3. These all are the valid IP addresses up to 254. So in class C, we have like 254 valid IP addresses. You can see valid IP addresses, that is between the network address and broadcast address. Only valid IP address are assigned to host or client or any other devices. We can assign this only to any devices. Understood? This is a rule 4, rule 3 only. Till up to here, anyone have any doubts? And what about the rule 5? We can only use class A, class B, class C, but class D and class E we cannot use. Yes, we cannot use. We can use up to class A, class B, class C, class A, B, C, but class D and class C, both are the different IP addresses. We cannot use, as I mentioned before. And rule 6. Each and every class having a unique subnet mask, like class A having 255.0.0 and class B having the 255.255.0. This is the host bit, and class C having the subnet mask 255.255.255.0. This is a class C having the subnet mask. And rule 7, to create a network, net ID should be always same and host ID should be always different. Whenever we are creating a one network, that is the network IP, network ID should be the same, but host bit, whenever we cannot assign the host bits like more than two. Each in network, whichever network, if you are taking multiple devices, like if the here you have one device, second device, third device, same IP addresses we cannot assign to each and every device. If you are, this is the within a LAN network, this is a one network within a LAN. This is a default gateway, and you will give the IP addresses here, different IP addresses to each and every device. But network ID should be same. Within a LAN, network ID should be same, but host IP is always different. And rule 8, how to define IP addresses. Like we cannot define the IP addresses like 0 dot 1 dot. We cannot use this 0. And we cannot use 254. This is a multicast IP address. And we cannot assign the 10.0.0. This is the network IP address. And we cannot assign the 127 also, because it's a loopback IP address. If your NIC card is faulty, you can check with the help of 127.0.0.0. How you just go through your command prompt and just ping 127.1.1.1. It will definitely it will be ping. If it is not pinging, then your network NIC card is faulty. So we cannot assign these IP addresses. Likewise, the proper way we should have to assign. How we'll assign the IP addresses? Like if I am taking the class A IP address 10.1.1.1, you cannot assign likewise. We cannot, it won't take the IP address. It is a network bit. It will be take likewise. Otherwise, it will 2 or 3, whichever the IP range you can assign. 5 or 6, whichever, 100 also, up to 255 also. 255 also, because it's a class A range. So this is the next range. It will be moved to the 10.1. It will be moved likewise. 2.1. It will be moved likewise. The next IP address of this one. You can assign this likewise. If you move to the class B 172.16.01.1, likewise you can assign. You cannot assign likewise 0. Likewise. And you cannot assign the 224 IP address also. You cannot assign the 10 IP address also. We cannot assign the 127 IP address also. And maximum number of IP addresses in one network of a class, like if maximum number of IP addresses in one network of any class, like 192.168.1.0. So as I mentioned here, up to 255 only it will be reached. After then it will be more. Likewise, the range will be changed. It class B. It won't move like class. It won't move. We cannot assign likewise. It won't take. These all are the rules of IPv4. Now, up to here, anyone have any doubts? Now we'll move to the what is subnetting, a subnet mask. What is the requirement of subnet mask? This
We
is all
only
about
use
the
192.168.1 in our system, sir, in IP address.
see, not only 192.168. Range only. we can use private range and public range. The topic is next. If you are asking, I'll explain those things. See, 192.168.1.1. This is a class C private IP address,
Okay.
and 172, its a range is there, 16 and 0.02, and 172.31.255.255. In this range is a class B, and 10.0.0.02 and 10.255.255.255. This range is class A. So guys, here this ranges is the no need to pay cost from INA. These are the free of cost. You can assign this IP address at your LAN side. This IP ranges you can assign at your LAN side. No need to pay to anyone. If you are using the private IP addresses, then only you should have to pay. This is the class C range. Class A, class B, class C. These all are the private IP addresses. So in this private IP addresses, free of cost. Private IP addresses, free of cost. Free, no need to pay anyone. Now move to the remaining of these, excluded of these, all of the IP addresses, excluded of these IP addresses. From in this, exclude that all are the IP addresses, those are the public IP addresses. Those are the public IP addresses. You should have to pay if you need those IP addresses. Where we'll use at internet reachability purpose we'll use. We'll discuss those things. Now, for time being, we'll assign for these IP addresses for our lab purpose also. For we'll use this kind of IP addresses only because of these are the free of cost. At our land side also we'll use this only. Guys, if you have any queries. అది ఆర్జే 45 అయితే వర్క్ అవుతుంది, లేదంటే వర్క్ అవుతుంది. అని అడుగు ఈ గ్రూప్లో. గైస్, ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్స్, till what we discussed. I'll revise again. So first of all, IP addressing. IP addressing is a layer 3 addressing, and will addresses is a give to every device in the network, and it is used to identify the device within the network. So here we have two types of IP addresses, IPv4 and IPv6, and IPv6 having the 32 bits and IPv6 having the 128 bits at 128 bits. So in 4 octet we have, in each octet 8 bits we have, if you can calculate likewise. And this is the IP ranges, and this is the how will assign the valid IP address next, and broadcast IP address. What is the network ID address? Network ID. Network address is, it means network ID. Fine. Now move to the subnet mask. What is a subnet mask? As I mentioned before, the subnet mask is used for the range of valid IP addresses. In whichever the valid IP addresses range is there, we'll use those subnet masks. So it's address which is used to identify the network and host portion of an IP address. So we'll define its identify the network whichever the in between valid IP addresses, it will be defined. And this is the class A, class B, class C subnet mask, and a subnet mask differentiate network portion and host portion. It will be differentiate whichever the network portion and whichever the host portion, it will be differentiate. Subnet mask is being given for the network identification of host. So here we mentioned here whichever the valid IP address is in between, it those portion it will be identified with the help of subnet mask and represent with all ones in network portion. Whichever the portion is there, those are the it will be mentioned as one. And 0 is the host portion, whichever the zeros is the host portion. So network plus host. Example, this is a host bit and this one is the host bit. In between the 10 is the network ID and 2 is and 3 are the host portion. To communicate between two machine or network part should be same and host bit be different. If you want to communicate two different networks or two different devices, so that time host portion is different and the network portion is same. This is all about subnet mask. And how will take this subnet mask here. We mentioned like this is a slash value. You can assume like this one is the slash value and subnet mask of this one is
Here class A, class B, and class C are reversed compared to subnet mask.
right. Here 255 dot, this is a 255 dot and 255 dot and 255 dot 0. This is the class A subnet mask and class B subnet mask is 255.255.0.0 and class C subnet mask is 255.0.0.0. This is a class C subnet mask.
There it is reversed, sir, like in the bottom section where we have shown
Yes.
subnet mask.
Yeah. Yeah. These are inverse of this.
So subnet mark should be reverse of this classes.
Yeah, whichever we have the network portion, that only like it will be a subnet mask. If this is the, it will be coming to the again under it is also moved to the network portion, then we'll take in class A also that we network portion and network portion. That time 255.255 will take likewise subnet mask. So whichever the host portion is closed, that will take it as a subnet mask.
I think it's like I'm getting confused of class A over there and here. Like NHS
Don't
also.
confuse. Don't confuse it, and I'll brief about it. Wait, what I mean to say. One బాధ ఏంటంటే సో క్లాస్ తీసుకుంటాను చెప్పు బ్రో. See, 1.1.1 you understood this is the 32 bits and the value is like 255, right? The value it will be originated like 255. Up to here you have any queries?
No.
No. See, now move to the here whichever the network portion is 1.1.1.1.1. So we got the value is 255. So we got the value is 255. So whichever the value is we are getting 255. After then the remaining host portions are 0. That is that here will close that portion. This will assign as a host portion. This all the bits we can assign to devices. Okay. So for your don't go through this. Don't confuse here because I understood. I have taken here 192.168 1.1 value, and I am taken here the range is like this one. You I hope you are you are confusing this because of your this first portion is you are seeing this is the class C IP address. Again, I have taken the value like 250 255.255.0. So you are confusing likewise. So don't confuse. If I am taking here, if I am taking here the value, the value is 192.168. Just you can assume like 192.168 dot, wait, class C subnet we'll discuss first. Then you can easily understand. The class C IP range is starting from private IP address. Okay. 0.0.1. This is the first one is the network bit, and this is a network bit, network ID, and the last bit of this 10 dot 10 dot 255.255.255. This is a broadcast IP, broadcast ID, and apart from that, in between, whichever the IP address is like, in between, whichever the IP addresses are there, 10 dot 0.0.1 and 10 dot 0.0.2, and it will be move up to 10 dot 0.0.255. Okay. Now here why we are giving the subnet mask as a 0. So here we'll have again 10.10 dot. After this IP address, we have like it will start from this IP address. It will be 1 and it will be 10.0.1.2. It will move like this, and it will be move again. It will be changed here. This acted. So just assume here. So you have up to more values up to here. This range you can get it the values. So whichever you are giving the host bit here, network bit is this one, and broadcast IP address this one. For this is subnet mask is 255.0.0.0, because here we are changing this information. We are changing this much information up to how much, this many valid IP addresses you will get. 16 billion valid IP addresses you will get. So the last we can change up to this one. These all are the host bits. These are the network bit, and this one is host bit, and this one is host bit, and this one is host bit. Whichever you are changing the host bits, you will make it as a subnet mask as 0. Now this is a class A. Now class B,
What do you say? This is Class C?
172. Sorry, this one is,
Class C, you said?
no, this one is,
Oh,
sorry,
Class A.
class A. Class A. No,
Okay.
class B. This one is class
Okay.
B. For the range is, it will be start 16. So here we have two host bit. This one is the host bit.
So host bits are like subnet mask is different to what we have explained earlier.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now you got it. The value is subnet mask is like, the value will subnet mask is
Inverse is inverse to that what you are
250.
explaining.
Yes, exactly. Inverse is to the host bit. So we can get valid IP addresses from this range only. We cannot, we will not get this IP address. These are the closing bits and these are the open bits. 0 means open, and here here 255 to 255 means it's closing bits, and 1 means closed. Now you got it?
Yes.
See, you are mentioning a slash value, right? Slash again 16 only. And where will take like 172.16.0.0. If you are taking slash 16, it means it's slash 16. It means it is a CIDR value. CIDR. Classless interdomain routing. It's a classless. For this, if you are writing this also, if you are writing this also, same thing. Because now you will get here how much 8 plus and 8 remaining are zeros, 0 and 0. That is the reason slash value 8 will write in advanced level, will write likewise slash value also. Jyoti, understood?
Yes.
Got it. Fine. These are all about subnet mask, and CADR values likewise will write. Anyway, we'll discuss these things. Till up to here, anyone having any doubts? And what is the difference between private IP and public IP? Rule C10 is like difference between public IP and private IP. Mainly, see, private IPs are used for the LAN side only, and public IPs are used for the internet. We should have to buy public IPs from INA, and those are the register values. Those are the not free. And now coming to the private IP addresses, it will be unregistered. Those are the free values, and will assign these IP addresses like organization level. These values we can assign our organization level. Now, used within the LAN and within the organization, used for the public in network and internet level, and not recognized on internet, will not use for the this internet level. We assign this only for our end users at LAN side, and given by the administrator. We will give the administrator level only, will give, because of these are the free. Unique within the network or organization, will use uniquely our within organization, and unregister. And these are the INA will provide, and internet assigned number authority they will provide, and globally will use, and pay of service. Who will provide this? Service provider. And service provider, it means internet service providers. If you are Airtel, Bharati, or whichever the AT&T, those guys will provide, or INA will provide. This we should have to register from, like year based. We have to register. If you are not registered, if you are, that it will be expired, and then other persons will authorized to take those values. those IP addresses. And these are the private IP ranges. Range, it will be, you should have to know these ranges. These are the ranges. There are certain addresses in each class of IP addresses that are reserved private network. And these are the ranges. 10 series class A is 10.0.0.0 to 10.255.255 and 172.16.0.0 to 172.31. This range you should have to know. And the class C range is 192.168 0.0 to 192.168.255.255. This is a range we can assign. These are the free of cost. And what is the default gateway? Before that, we'll move to the another topic. What is the default gateway? The IP address of the router Ethernet address connecting to the LAN, or it is an entry and exit point of the network. Now assume here you have a one router. This router is connected to one switch, two switches. These are the distribution switches, and these distribution switches are connected to multiple users. And you can likewise. This is all about one LAN, and this is a different LAN. You can assume. And whichever you are giving the different IP address of here 1.1/24 and 192.168.12.1/24. This is a default gateway of this LAN users, and this is a default gateway of this LAN users. Even though they are in same organization only, same campus only, but here we have segregated like two different LANs. So this is a default gateway. If you want to reach this network, so we have a default gateway of this one, and this is the network IP address. This is the first bit of network IP address. We'll assign likewise only in our real time. That is the default gateway. You can assign any IP address of these PCs. /24 like this, and /20 for this slash, and this is a different network. But 10/24. Now don't bother about /24. We'll discuss more on about it. For this, you should have to know the subnetting. Then only you will understand. This I have today. I explained about IP addressing, what is IP addressing and types of IP addressing, and how will get the binary to decimal and decimal to binary. These are the rules. Follow these rules, and how will get the subnet mask, and how which type of IP addresses we have classes of IP addresses. Apart from that, and valid IP address, network ID address, and broadcast IP address I have mentioned here, and which type of IP addresses will assign to end user, and which type of addresses we cannot assign to end users. Those we mentioned, and what is network portion, what is host portion, and types of two types of IP addresses. Private range and public ranges. Two types of ranges IP addresses we have for private and public. What is the use of those, and what is default gateway? Till everyone have any doubts, I'll stop the recording. Ask me the doubts.